Meeks is Beal's primary backup. He has just not been there all year offensively. So Scott Brooks has leaned more and more and more on Beal. Brooks has said he's not afraid to play his guys a lot of minutes. Okay, we'll see. By the way, it isn't just in this moment you have to worry about the minutes. It's the accumulation effect going to the playoffs.
Right.
You want these guys as fresh as possible, at that time of year.
And that was the issue last season.
Absolutely.
In the playoffs. We all saw John Wall was completely gassed in that Game 7 against the Celtics, and
right.
You would think they want to avoid another situation like that. Where are you in terms of addressing that issue? Do you think they'll do something?
I mean, I've been told for a couple weeks that they recognize they've got to add more depth, and particularly on the wing. Now this whole point guard situation has kind of messed with that a little bit. One thing they can do, I'm not saying this would be my move, if you do bring in a point guard, Thomas Satoransky, who's been
He's been great.
He's been a very impressive filling in
right.
for John Wall. He's got enough size and agility to play multiple positions, and Scott Brooks seems to often kind of want to do that. I'd like to see him stay at point guard, but it is an option. He can give you maybe minutes elsewhere. I don't know if they're going to fill both of these open roster spots. They're certainly going to fill at least one, and then we'll see how it plays out. I mean, it feels like John Wall's been out for a while. It's only been like 10 days, and it's going to be
feels like 2 months.
Right, because of all the discussion over it. So, originally it was a 6 to 8 week timeline. So, yeah, they've still got more games to go. 15 or so, but without him, they've got to figure out how to get that done.
Let's take a look at the other teams in the East. The Cavs, they made quite a few moves.
Yeah.
What was your assessment with what they did?
You know what? That was a chemistry issue gone wrong. It was just a mess. I think my basic take is I have no idea. We'll see how it works out. The first 2 games, since they've made these moves, big success. The bigger thing is, though, LeBron looks like he's happy again. He was a miserable mope for the last several weeks.
Isaiah Thomas just seemed like he was not a good fit. It just did not work.
No, bad first date that had to keep going on and on and on.
It got awkward, yeah.
Yeah, really. So I think they had to do something just to break that up. What they think they did is they added some younger, maybe some versatile pieces, guys who can sort of LeBron can lead, as opposed to get people who maybe think they're equal to LeBron and they're not going to view him as any kind of mentor. We'll see. The pieces they got, they didn't get any all-star guys.
No.
They got some guys who can help, and again, so far, so good.
They demolished the Celtics today.
They did. Well, Boston's got their own, nothing as dramatic as where Cleveland is at, but they're going through a little something themselves at the moment just in terms of play. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. At the end of the day, if you make LeBron happy, that makes Cleveland happy, and that puts them back in this position, probably is the team to beat.
Quickly, who are your top teams in the East then as we head towards the playoffs? How do you think things are going to shake out?
Well, Boston and Toronto have separated themselves enough in the standings that they're probably 1-2 in one order or the other. When it comes to the Wizards, what's been so frustrating about this season, other than the teams at the bottom of the league where they keep struggling against, there hasn't been almost any team at the top that I think that they can't beat. Cleveland was the only one this year where they kind of looked outmanned when LeBron played at a high level. Right now, they've beaten Toronto 2 out of 3 games. John Wall hasn't played in any of them. They're 1-1 at the Celtics, and they, realistically probably should have had the game the other night. They were up with 9 seconds to go in regulation. So if the Wizards go up against Toronto and Boston, I think they can compete, and if not beat them. Again, we're assuming John Wall is going to come back at full strength. So
yeah,
unless this thing really turns around for Cleveland, I think the Wizards are right there with those top teams if they play consistently.
Because I think Toronto's hard to trust sometimes too. All right, Ben Standing of FanRag Sports, you're the best. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Aaron.
Still to come, it's the biggest thing you've never heard of, esports. What is it and why it is turning stereotypes on their heads when we come back.
Bring home a bigger bed and have more room to stretch for less. Because right now, it's the big price drop at Mattress Firm. For the first time ever, we've dropped the price of a king to a queen and the price of a queen to a twin across every brand. So you can enjoy a bigger bed for bigger savings. The big price drop. King for the price of a queen, queen for the price of a twin across every brand. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
Hey, it's Russ Parr from the Russ Parr Morning Show. This is my crew right here. We do what we call improv radio. We don't think about what we're going to say. Never. We don't plan anything. And 95% of the time, we're not funny.
No.
Celebrating 30 years of magic, the real sound of the DMV.
We have to pass and promote.
DC Schools, Faking the Grade.
An investigative report from WJLA.
A story the 7 on Your Side I-Team won't give up on because the stakes are too high. ABC 7 News, On Your Side. Your tax refund is at risk more than ever. Just ask this reformed master cyber thief.
I was filing for 8 hours a day, 4 days a week. Fridays I would cash out $160,000 a week.
And what's more surprising is where thieves are stealing your W-2 information.
You feel violated.
7 on Your Side's Horace Holmes exposes the new way W-2 scam artists are robbing your refunds and more.
They got a lot more money back from the government than I would have.
The one thing to do to protect yourself from W-2 ripoffs. Monday on ABC 7 News at 5.
B12 shots promise to help you lose weight fast.
I've lost roughly about 20 pounds.
But some say the claims are too good to be true.
I think it's hype.
B12 shots, is it worth it?
7 on Your Side, Tuesday at 6:45 on Good Morning Washington.
The contestants are here. Copy that.
Can I get them to make that? Yeah.
Contestants to the stage.
Okay, give it a spin.